Over 41 million recipients of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as SNAP, could lose food stamps by November 1st, next Sunday, a week from today, as funds for the critical program are set to run out as part of the shutdown. The Agriculture Department says they are not able to use $6 billion of contingency funds during the government shutdown. And any state that covers expenses on their own will not be reimbursed. NewsNation's Alicia Nieves joining us now. Alicia, good morning. Walk us through what this means for millions of Americans.
Yeah, I've been following this closely for a week now. And for the first time, we are now hearing the USDA explicitly say here that there are going to be no more SNAP benefits. This well, as the USDA says, it runs dry come November 1st, less than a week from now. SNAP benefits, I mean, they provide low-income Americans with money usually loaded on an electronic card to purchase things like food and groceries. Eligibility, of course, depends on factors like household size and income. And in a post on its website, the department says the well has run dry, directly blaming Senate Democrats, accusing them of blocking funding 12 times while holding out on issues like health care that Republicans say is, quote, for illegal aliens and for gender mutilation procedures. But politics aside here, this decision impacts, as we pointed out a moment ago, over 41 million Americans, most families with children, older adults, people with disabilities, and yes, many working families. Some of the hardest hit states are states like Louisiana, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Oregon. They have more than 15% of their population depending on these food stamps. More than 200 House Democrats have urged the agency to tap into those billions of dollars in emergency funds here to prevent this funding gap. But the USDA, as you point out, insists those funds aren't legally available to states or to them, and that states that try to cover the cost themselves, these states will not be reimbursed. But got to point out, questions linger. If the administration was able to reappropriate funds to pay the military, why is it unwilling to do so here? Either way, the clock is ticking. 41 million Americans in a couple of days from now may not have this food assistance and may not even have food on their table, which is a scary thought.
That is terrifying. There is a new Republican bill. It was introduced on Friday to fund SNAP during the shutdown. Do we know what happened there?
Yes, the Republicans introduced this bill, but like the shutdown, it really hasn't gone anywhere here. It's being called the Keep SNAP Funded Act, and it would let benefits continue until the USDA gets funds, fully funded when this government shutdown ends and things resume. It's gaining support from House Republicans. One Republican, even on the show yesterday, brought up the broader issue here, Rep. Dan Newhouse. Just take a listen to what he had to say.
SNAP program is a much larger program that the Department of Agriculture just does not have the money available to keep that open without the government being open. So I'm very concerned about that. Again, the Democrats vote against keeping the government open at least twice a week, and then they immediately go to the microphones and complain about the government being closed.
Yeah, the blame game continues here. Democrats, for their part, they aren't backing this bill. Many still arguing, again, the USDA already has a tool to avoid the funding gap, even without new legislation. But so far, no agreement, no actions, kind of a stalemate here. And these are American lives being leveraged in this political kind of back and forth in D.C.
Hopefully we'll get better news tomorrow around noon.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.